Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for this time, where you will be 1 year from now, actually. We did this last year, and now it's time to do it again. So let's see here, Sag. You have this, in your general energies, you have this opportunity in this pleasure card. So there could be just an opportunity for a nice time going on here. Yeah, look at this. A lot of success coming in for you. And that did come up in reverse, but I don't read reversals. So you have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Wands. You could be ending like a negative love cycle, or, especially if you haven't had love and you want it. I also feel that you could just be, I have like the word accolades popping into my head with the Six of Wands. So, if you've been working hard, which I don't know, I get this feeling of really putting in work into something here, Sagittarius. It seems to me like you feel, by this time next year, like you have grown, like you've actually, it seems to me like you feel you've done something significant, it's kind of like hard to describe. It's like, it's kind of like how I feel about YouTube, It's like maybe you've been doing something that feels like a hobby or just something that you enjoy, and you're taking it to like the next level here. So, I definitely like this, where this is going for you. Believe it or not, this is good. This is the area of the good stuff. And so you have two cards of great happiness showing up here. And then these cards are going to be good. Well, here you go. You have the happy card as well. These, no matter what, these cards are going to be positive because they're showing up in the area of the good stuff. And so this to me looks like there's like a turnaround in the way that your emotions are, or how you're feeling, or whatever you want to call it. So I feel like there could be a lot more happiness coming in for you here, and it could be because of this right here, like a new opportunity. With this opportunity card, with that pleasure card, I get a very nurturing energy here. We have two queens showing up in this reading. You have that Bee card as well, which I'll show you in a minute. You have that happy card as well. So it looks to me like that you have like nurtured something for a long time. You've really taken care of it, and this could be a business or an idea that you have, or a career or direction you want to move in. And because of that, I feel you are finding this success with the Six of Wands. So, I feel like the Six of Wands is saying that you could be having an achievement because you have been putting the work into something. And yeah, I feel like people are going to be celebrating you. Again, if you are working on YouTube or in social media, this looks very good. I feel like I said this to you in your last reading as well. There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for attention. You have the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords normally can represent a never-ending nightmare. I don't know. I have something about bad habits here, like you're ending some sort of bad habit, or you're getting rid of some bad habits that maybe prevent you from being as successful as you possibly can. So I think that is a really good, that is a great thing, right? And that's what I would pay attention to with the Nine of Swords. Like, are there things that take up too much of your time, or are there things that steal your energy, and how can you remove those things? Even in the area of the good stuff, you have the Eight of Cups. So, again, it's going to be good no matter what. I personally think the Eight of Cups is a good card. To me, why would you not want to walk away from things that no longer serve you, right? And why would you not want to walk towards fulfillment? To me, it is a good card. But, I feel like you are cutting things out that no longer serve you. You have the Four of Wands, which can, of course, be marriage, but what I would say, we don't actually see a lot of love here, which is interesting. That does not mean you won't have love. This is a general reading. And, is there marriage potential? Absolutely. But, I think it's always possible to get married. You could go get, hammered off your face in Las Vegas, and you could meet a person and get married. It might be a huge mistake, but it's possible. So, there you go. But I wouldn't recommend it. But what I would say is that for a lot of you, I feel like this has to do with freedom. The Four of Wands to me is a card of freedom, being set free. It's also a card of completion, like completing one thing and stepping up to the next, getting to the next step, more or less. So, that could be happening here as well. Let's see. With the Six of Wands, you have the Three of Wands and the Moon. Three of Wands, card of expansion. The Moon is a card of not seeing things clearly. It's part of fears, anxiety, illusions, fantasies, things like that. But, I kind of feel like this is saying, like, hey, and look at this. There's a moon on the opportunity card. This is saying to me that there's an opportunity that doesn't exist yet here on Earth, or it's something that you're thinking about. I feel like Three of Wands and Six of Wands are saying you're going to be successful, but you have to make the moves with the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So it's time to move. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. I do feel you're, again, this is like deep introspection is what I'm getting here. Even the Moon, and you have the Hermit as well. These are, very introspective cards, especially the Hermit. But I feel like you've done some soul searching over the past years, many years of your life. And there are just certain things that you want to change and certain things that you don't want to do anymore. And this is a good thing. So we see the Four of Pentacles right next to it, but I feel like this is going to lead to a lot of happiness, especially if you're removing bad habits or getting rid of things that no longer serve you. It looks to me like you're going to be very happy here, Sagittarius. I think this is just a happiness reading in like whatever it is that you want to manifest or have in your life. I feel you're finally kind of living that energy, or at least you're doing things that make you happy. With the Four of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. Again, walking away from things, setting yourself free, walking away from things that no longer serve you. Pretty interesting. I didn't even notice this. 555 as well. Or no, 555. I can't count today. I've never claimed that I can count on this channel, right? Actually, I've only claimed that I can do the opposite. Next, we're going to look at what you don't see coming. You have this card that says, literally, look at the big picture. And then you have this card that says, be bold, make the first move. Yes, and whatever you're thinking about doing, Three of Wands. Three of Wands, again, is like waiting for the perfect moment when there never will be a perfect moment. So I feel that cardinal moon there that's saying be bold and make the first move is saying if you want to start a business, like get started. If you want to stand out more in your business, your career, then it's time to get moving here. If you want love, same thing. You have to get attention. We go down from the Queen of Pentacles to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time, but it's like you have to put yourself out there to be able to be seen to find a person. So, and I feel like you will be very happy if you do it because there's so much happiness coming up in this reading. You have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, of course, can represent resources and abundance. So I feel like you need to focus on your resources. I do feel you're increasing your resources, especially for those of you in like work or business. It's like I feel trying a lot of things, which is, I do feel good about it, actually. I kind of feel like you could speed up your learning here with that B card as well. For whatever reason, I think over the next year, like between now and literally this time next year, I think it would be an amazing time for you to learn from people. It's like, there are ways we can take shortcuts. There are many shortcuts to things that I've learned from books, for example. It's like, think about it. A book is a collection of information that someone who's smarter than you has put together over a long period of time, right? It's like you are literally gaining from their experience. I think it's best to learn from a book, apply it to your life, see what happens, and then improve upon it, because then you make it even better. So, there you go. There's like a little supercharger for you. But, that's what I'd be doing here. It's like, don't just, like if you're trying to grow a business, learn more about it so that you can get it even better. You have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is, a card holding on to something too tightly, but it looks to me like you no longer want this conflict in your life. And again, all this and the good stuff is saying to me that you are more focusing on your happiness or your own happiness. You have the Five of Wands. Some of you could be worried about the competition. I tell people all the time that, we're entering into a time of co-creation, and you have that B card. The B card is all about community, working together with other people. These people are training, though. They're not really fighting. They're using sticks to fight. So I always say also, the Five of Wands I really look at as a card of learning. They're learning how to fight. They are training. So, it can be a card of like learning how to fight and learning how to training so that you can be better at whatever it is that you want to be better at, right? Let's see. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles again. So you've been feeling left out in the cold, like you don't have the resources to do something, and then boom, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Five of Pentacles, which is telling me you do have the resources, or you will find the resources to get something that you want. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Judgment card. Yeah, we got this introspective energy I was getting on the Moon and the Hermit mostly, but also the Nine of Swords and the Four of Pentacles together. I know that's confusing, but putting that all together, it's really saying to me that you have kind of maybe I feel like over years, a very long period of time, maybe you've looked at things that are like good, bad, ugly in your life, and you're really thinking about the things that you want to improve, and you're waking up to this as well. I also feel you could be waking up to your purpose. I mean, we go down to the Eight of Cups, which says you could be just walking away from things that no longer serve you and only doing things that more fulfill you, or that you feel led or guided to do with that Judgment card. With the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, fulfillment. Literally, you have the Eight of Cups right next to it. So it's not going to focus, so I'm just going to show you here. Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups. You go from walking away from things that no longer serve you to total fulfillment. So I would keep moving, walking away from things that no longer serve you, and I would focus on fulfillment. I think in those moments where you feel like this, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, I would correct those emotions or feelings and, get more into your happiness. But again, I would say this is a very happy reading. Literally, in the area of the good stuff, you have this dolphin spirit, which is about happiness and being happy and celebrating. You have the bee spirit, which is also about joy and happiness and the sweet nectar of life. There are also these vibrations. Look at these like circles coming off of both of these animals here. It's almost like the vibrations you put out are going to be very important. The bee card is also a card of your community, and we are in a time of co-creation. So as I say to everyone, it's an amazing time to work together with other people. Even if you don't want to work together with other people, if you could just find a person who is positive, who you can bounce ideas off of, who you can get insights from, or whatever, that is good enough. So, there you go. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Again, this is going to be good no matter what. So the Five of Pentacles in the good stuff would represent you kind of coming out of the cold or finding some resources that are necessary. I feel you feel very led at this time, with this and the Five of Cups. It's almost as if, sometimes I think we like try to start something, but we truly do, don't have what we need to get started. But it's almost like maybe you don't have everything you need, but it's like you have enough. I feel the universe is kind of really pushing you forward and kind of almost guiding you on this journey, especially for those of you in work or business. I'm getting. I also feel like I can't get away from this. I feel like some sort of big issue is coming to an end. This right here is an anchor in the window. You can see it forms like an anchor, like on a boat here, and it's meant to represent an anchor. And so I feel like for some of you, something that's been holding you back for a long time is being resolved here. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is needing to be grateful for what you have. So I feel for a lot of you, I feel like a lot of you need to, let go of things that no longer serve you. I feel you need to focus on the things that you do have with this Two of Cups here. He needs to turn around and see these two cups so he can get this bridge and this castle over here. And, I feel like you are. It's like you're entering into this period of gratitude, and I think that's what's leading to all this happiness and joy. I also feel, again, that you're cutting things out. I have like a billion things popping into my head here of like what you could be cutting out. It's like everything. If you have toxic family, if you have toxic people, toxic habits, toxic things, but it could also be other things as well, like just, anything that wastes your time or you feel like is wasting your time, activities, hobbies, everything. I really feel you've, again, taken some time over the years to have this like period of introspection where you're like, what kind of life do I want to live? What kind of goals, wishes, dreams do I have? What makes me happy, right? And now I feel like it's like you're on this, journey to happiness. I don't know, it feels deep and good. And I think that it's going to be a journey. It's not necessarily going to happen overnight, but at least you're on the path, right? With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success coming in for you. I feel like you could be talking to a person as well. If you want love, there could clearly be a person coming in for you. I feel like you're going to be spending, a lot of time talking to this person is how it's popping into my head. So it might not start out as a relationship. It might be one of those things that takes a little bit of time to develop, and maybe you start out as friends, but definitely see that. The Eight of Wands is also an amazing card for socializing. So you have that B card, and I really feel that B card is saying that it is time for you to be social and get out there and meet new people. With the Five of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. So definitely getting over some sort of disappointment or sadness or something that you experienced. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Pentacles, something new. Yeah, there's something new entering into your life, new opportunity. This could be a good news as well. So, a lot of you could be getting good news. You could be hearing something that it improves your life in some way. So, I definitely like that. If you're waiting for approval on something as well, this could be approval because it's like there's some sort of resource that you needed with the Five of Pentacles. How crazy is it that we have the two fives here and then two fives here? I think that's pretty crazy here, Sagittarius. But, again, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this mending card and this happy card. I feel you've done a lot of healing on yourself, really. And, that's what's going to lead to all this happiness. You can see there that she's channeling this happiness through her head. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. So, I feel like you are really channeling happiness. I feel And I also feel like you are doing more things to make you happy. It's like, to me, happiness is a choice. I don't care what anyone says. It is absolutely a choice. There are people in way more miserable situations than you that choose to be happy, right? So to me, it's a choice. And to me, it's something that we have to work towards. We don't just get to be happy. So, and again, anyone that says that we do is a liar. So there you go. But what I would say is I think that the best thing we can do in life is be more happy, is to kind of get on that journey to happiness. It's a journey, not a destination, and we have to continuously do things that fulfill us, bring us joy, bring joy to other people. The more of that we create in the world, the more joy and happiness we create in the world, plain and simple. So it seems to me like you're on that path. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Queen of Wands. Could be a Virgo or an Earth sign that is coming in for you in love, by the way. I feel it's a person who's done just as much soul searching as you have. Again, this is a deep reading in a lot of ways, because I feel it is very introspective. You've had to be very honest with yourself over the years. I feel there are things that, you've had to remove from your life. I feel there are things that you've had to, that have been, a great challenge. I feel there are things that have not been easy, but it's like, now it's time for you to shine your inner light. He has that star in his lantern, and he needs to shine that star all over the place. He needs to put that star out there, and that star could represent his his light. It could represent that. It could be a destination or something he wants to accomplish as well. You have the Knight of Pentacles. I'm getting something about progress, or you making progress towards your goals, wishes, dreams, or towards something bigger in your life. And so I really like this. I feel this is good, this Knight of Pentacles. I feel you're creating more happiness and joy in your life. You have the Queen of Wands, which could be you. Queen of Wands is bold and assertive. She moves in a direction based off that sunflower. The sunflower points towards the sun, and she is moving towards like joy, happiness, whatever makes her happy. So like literally this is saying you need to do what makes you happy no matter what. She has that black cat there, and that black cat, during the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky, and so it just represents the fact that she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She's going to do it anyway. So I feel for a lot of you, the universe is like challenging you to do what makes you happy and not what makes everyone else happy, right? With the with the Knight of Pentacles, you have the final five, the Five of Swords. So I feel like you're cutting things out of your life at this time, things that no longer serve you, like we already said. With the Hermit, you have the Seven of Swords. You're like the fourth person that's had the Seven of Swords in exactly the same position. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really it's a card of tactics. It says that there is a way that you can do something, but where you don't have to like go directly at it. Most people, when they set a goal, they like attack it head on, right? The Seven of Swords is more going like this, going around things, is more thinking like, how can I do this in a smart way? Like again, Five of Pentacles twice. Maybe you don't have the resources to start a business, but how can you start it anyway? Like, how do you do it, right? And I don't know, I can't answer that question for you, but again, if you start thinking about it, you will come up with an answer. Maybe you want to be in love with a person, but again, you're having a hard time finding the time or whatever, but it's like, how can you do it anyway? And I simply think asking the question is enough. I feel if you ask the question, the hard question, then you will start to get answers. And, that's all you have to do. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's a card of knowing that you know that you're moving in the right direction. It's a card of believing something like deep down in your soul, deep down in your DNA. So when you believe something so deeply, then it will happen, whatever it is that you're believing in. So I really feel you need to believe. We're pulling 5 main themes now. You have this fire card that says passionate love or hate. I do feel there could be very passionate connection coming in for you. It almost seems like a choice to me, this reading. It's like, I feel this reading is just saying you are very focused on your own happiness, and you're very focused on doing things that bring you more happiness. And so, again, if you meet a person and they bring, I don't think anyone can make us happy or should make us happy, but, if it adds to your happiness, then I feel like you're going to go for it. If it doesn't, then you won't. Plain and simple. You have this card that says dangers, especially in money matters. I am getting like, do not overextend yourself. I actually think your money, even with the fives, is going to be really good. I see you having really good ideas in your like business, if you have one, or your career. But I feel like there is this, I feel like there's a need to make sure that, it's like I understand the temptation, right, of wanting to grow quickly, but I feel like this is saying, one foot in front of the other. Don't try to rush something too quickly. I don't know. Someone needs to hear that, especially like if you have a business. You might do something that's working really, really well, but if you expand too quickly, it's not going to work well. So take your time. You have this March card. I always clarify these monthly cards, and you have this wheel card. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Maybe this is how you have felt since March, like you're just throwing stuff at the wall and nothing is sticking. I feel like that's about to change. I feel you're about to discover, the opportunities that lead to success in your life. You have this hand card that says in need of help, assistance, or guidance. There's a lot of stuff here about teamwork. So I feel like you don't have to do things on your own. All these fives, it's like, I feel you need to fives. All these fives probably can represent a great change, but five, 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 right? But I feel that asking for help or getting help would just be very helpful for you. Next, you have this wild card that says family wishes come true. If you have a family, I definitely like your own family. I feel this could say that it's coming true. I also feel like you could be meeting a person that you will have a family with, and that could also bring in a lot of happiness. But all in all, this looks very good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your year.